Mogul Motivation, educating and empowering entrepreneurs 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media. And I am your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mogul Motivation. Welcome back. I'm happy that you are here. As always, if this is your first time listening, this podcast is for the aspiring entrepreneur who is trying to get over that hump and make things happen. This podcast is for anybody with a dream who wants to aspire higher and accomplish that dream. I don't ask for any money. I produce this podcast out of pure passion. I only ask for two things. Number one, if you find anything beneficial in this content, pass it on to somebody else in your network who may benefit from it as well. And leave a review. Let me know what you love about the show. Let me know what you would like to hear in future episodes. A couple weeks ago, we talked about the forgotten asset for all entrepreneurs, and that forgotten asset was humility. How you always have to be humble as you're striving to get to the top, and even when you're at the top, you have to remain humble, remain grounded. Then the following week, we talked about the key to keep digging, which was discipline. Motivation will get you out of the bed for one day, but discipline will get you out of the bed every day. So I want to add on to that theme of intangible traits that all entrepreneurs and dream chasers must possess. And this week I want to talk about integrity. Integrity is extremely important for entrepreneurs and dream chasers, and I'm going to tell you why. From the customer service standpoint, integrity is extremely huge because whether you have a product business or a service business, you always have to provide what you say you're going to provide. So whatever price that you promote or that you tell somebody, you have to honor that price. Whatever you say you're going to do, you have to honor that, even if it means going out of your way and even if it means cutting into your profits. You always have to do what you say you're going to do to satisfy and please your customer or client. It's just that simple. I'm not saying that the customer or client is always right, but what I am saying is when it comes to integrity, you have to protect that at all costs. You have to be honest. You have to be a very honest businessman or businesswoman, because at the end of the day, your business, your brand is your livelihood. And if people can't trust you, if people think that you lie, if people think that you falsify things and you lead people on, they're not going to support you. And then guess what? They're going to tell others about their experience. And then those people are going to be suspicious about supporting you in the future. And then before you know it, your sales are going to go down and your reputation is going to take a hit. You always have to be in integrity. You always have to be a man and a woman of integrity on the customer service side and even on the personal side. So when you're dealing with your employees or your team, you always have to be a person of integrity. If you say you're going to pay people, pay people. And if you can't explain why, you have to have a valid reason why you can't uphold what you say you were going to do. And then you have to make up for that on the back end. It's all about protecting your reputation, ladies and gentlemen, because see, when you're a person of integrity, when you're honest, when you're always doing what you say you're going to do, when you always do the right thing, when you always go above and beyond to keep your team and your customers or clients happy and satisfied, what you're doing is you're building a force field around your reputation and your image. That's what a gritty comes into play. All right. Because see, in this world, unfortunately, no matter what you do, no matter how good things you do, no matter how much of an honest person you are, is always going to be somebody that's going to try to find something to criticize you for. You can feed 1 million homeless people. You can do 1 million good deeds. You can always do the right thing by your customers or clients. You can always treat your team right, but there's always going to be a few people, a few negative people in this world that you come across that's going to hate you for no reason. And that's going to spew lies and slander about your character, about your image, about your reputation. But here's the thing. Lies don't resonate as much as the truth. So people can lie on you all they want. They can say this about you. They can say that about your business. They can question your integrity. They can do all of that all they want. But nevertheless, it's not going to penetrate that force field, that gritty force field that you created around your image and your business because you always tell the truth. Your reputation is protected because we know the truth. We know that you're a person of integrity. You can't give people ammunition to use against you. You always have to be an upstanding individual, entrepreneur, dream chaser, or a person. You always have to stand on the truth, no matter what. Because when you stand on the truth and when you do what you say you was going to do, no matter what people say, it can't affect you. It just can't. They can try all they want, but it's not going to work. That's why integrity is so important. That's why you have to build that gritty force field around your reputation and your business, because that's everything. The second your reputation takes a hit because you made mistakes and because you didn't follow up on your word, that's when things start to fall apart. So don't worry about people that try to tear down your image just because they're miserable and they're hateful and they're jealous or whatever it is that's going on in their head. Don't worry about that, because as long as you remain a person of integrity, you're going to be protected. Lies will never penetrate your force field, but the truth will. If people find out that you truly did what these people claim you did, that's when things go downhill. So that's my message this morning, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to always be a person of integrity in business, from the customer service side, from the production side, from dealing with your team, from dealing with customers and clients. Always be a person of integrity, not just for business purposes, but for yourself, for your own reputation. And that's going to be reflected upon your business. And that's why it's so important that when you bring on team members, employees, co-workers, that they're the same way, that they have integrity too, because you have to protect your brand at all costs. At all costs. You have to have that quality control. And you can't just bring everybody onto your team. They have to have the same values, the same ethics that you have. They have to be businessmen and businesswomen of integrity and honesty. That's what's important. So let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality. And remember, lies can never penetrate your reputation and tear it down as long as you do what is right and as long as you remain truthful. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. I'll talk to you next week.